Think of it as a pool association, that if a building decides, I don't want any part of this, and the owners opt not to go forward, you will still be members in a quote-unquote pool association. Now, the pool association will have broad responsibilities with some buildings and only pool-related responsibilities as to the other. And so to accommodate the fact that there are two scales of business being conducted by the board, and really two layers of sort of political process. There's A and B members, and there's A and B budgets, if you will, also. So we had to break it out that way because just because a building decides not to merge, they still have to have a voice and they have financial responsibility in the pool, the complex. And so they need the ability to vote with respect to that, and they have the responsibility to pay. So that's the B. We kind of pushed that out as to the B, and it's the A membership where the board would have the broader responsibility, and then it would be sort of the united organization and management.
The pool may need special work done, and a special assessment may be necessary.
Separate
so
budget.
There's a vote on that special assessment, and if those that didn't, the orphan unit says we don't want to go along with that, does the association have any control over them to pay up?
For issues related to just the pool, they would be framed for voting on just the pool, and everybody votes. Everybody's got an equal share vote of that. So if it's going to be a $50 special assessment per person, you don't vote per building. For the pool part, you would be voting as a group.
Why can't the pool association manage landscaping and utilities for the non-merged buildings?
For the non-merged buildings, could you essentially ask the master association, well, please just take care of this or just take care of that? And the problem that you have there is that the documents don't support that. And even if you changed it, we can write anything that you can think of in there if it's a viable approach. But if you change it, you're going to be saying, well, is there liability that goes with that? What if somebody's injured while we're managing it? What if we are accused of director malpractice? What if somebody trips or falls? And what if there's a breach of contract that's out there? And do we have the ability to raise funds for the group from these people for just that? And are you going to be compensated for that? If you were to get X number of dollars per month, then that could jeopardize your nonprofit status. So there are a lot of reasons why it's not a viable option to have the master association taking on management responsibility for a place that is where it's not covered in the documents. It's just as a business model or whatnot, it's easier to do it as a separate building. And I wouldn't be, I'm open to anything that works. So, it's a legitimate question, but it's one that I see fraught with peril if the master was going to take on some services but not others for independent buildings.
Would it be fair to say that the most risk-averse approach is to limit the Recreation Association's responsibility to the land and property that the Recreation Association actually owns? In other words, the pool.
Well, that's what you have now. And if everybody decided you wanted to be separate and independent, it would be a very simple pool association. You would still have to comply with David Sterling, but yeah, you could do that. If you said, well, how would we best protect our pool as an asset and limit our liability, it would be to start operating in accordance with your documents, which would basically make you a pool association. The only thing you would have in common would be a key to the gate, the use of the pool, and you'd be on your own building by building to operate everything else. And that's really the way you were set up. That's what your documents show. And while you've evolved over time, your documents haven't evolved with you.